Great Tuesday evening, April 27th, 2021. To God be the glory for yet another closing of another beautiful day. He is worthy to be praised continuously. We are in a very familiar, probably one of the most popular stories in the Old Testament about David and how he took Bathsheba from her husband Uriah. But I had some things in my heart this evening, and I still read word from word, and the Lord gave me a response to what was on my heart. So I asked myself, and I ask you this evening, what if you are the Uriah? What if you are being plotted against or being set up? In 2Sam.11, it talks about how, Joab was told by David to set him up in the part of the fighting where there were very, very valiant men. And let's see, I think that is, what verse is that? Hold on. I think 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And that's when he was trying to tell him, yeah, go ahead and go home and sleep with your wife and have a good meal. And Uriah was like, no, I couldn't. No, he was so faithful. His heart was in it. And he did it again. He was just trying to trick him. David, right? And then he told him, Joab, to set him in a place where he would be set up. And that was the saddest thing. It says in verse 15, and he wrote in the letter, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. David had that in his heart. You can never say that you would never, I would never do this. When you are open to the enemy, and remember, David opened himself because he opened himself to that lust. And when lust conceives, it brings forth sin. And when sin is finished, it brings forth death. It doesn't want to stop until it totally destroys you. So I started thinking about, what if you are that Uriah? You've given your heart to something. Maybe it's your job, your career. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your children. You gave all. But then they'll set you up. Maybe your job is like, you know what? I don't have that type of devotion to you. Maybe your family's like, I don't have that type of devotion to you. You can die. And it made me think about Martin Luther King. This month would have been 53 years since his assassination, April 3rd, 1968, April 4th, 1968. But we know the day before, when he gave that speech to the sanitation workers, right? I've been to the mountaintop. And remember when he was like, yeah, longevity, yeah, like anybody, I would love to live a long life. That's cool. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that. All I want to do is the will of God. And that is our conviction if we are a Uriah. We might be hated. We might be set up in the hottest part of the battle. And people will watch. Listen, all you want to do is the will of God. Right? I hope that is our focus tonight. What do you have to say about that, if anything, Timotheus? Yeah. Well, what I say is in Proverbs 27. If you are Uriah, one thing I would say is verse 1. It says, boast not thyself of tomorrow. Because we don't know what tomorrow might bring. Like I said, Martin Luther King, he didn't even see his 40s. He didn't even see the age, but he was just mission focused to do the will of God. So that's the first thing. Don't even think about like, oh, how long you're going to live, how long you're going to be at this job, how long are you going to be in this situation. Just do the will of God. Another tip is verse 2. Let another man praise thee. Don't spend your time bragging and boasting and trying to convince people of your worth. God knows who you are. God put it within you. And then in verse 12 of Proverbs 27, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Where do you hide yourself? In the secret place of the Most High, right? Under the shadow of the wings of the Almighty. Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place. Stay in the presence of the Lord at all times. Stay connected. Be prayerful. And he'll show you. He'll show you what's to come. And he'll be able to hide you in a cleft of the rock, in the palm of his hand. In verse 15 of Proverbs 27, don't be contentious. Don't argue back and forth when you know people are setting you up in that battle, in the hottest part. It says a continual dropping is a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. No, you don't. Let the Lord fight your battles. Don't even get yourself fretful. And in verse 23, in the meantime, you be diligent to know the state of thy flocks, what the Lord has put in your hands to be responsible for, and look well to thy herds. That's what it means to do the will of God. And when you do that, come what may, you will have the peace of God that passeth all understanding. Yeah. All right. Make sure that you put your trust in the Lord and know that he has a plan for all of us. Enjoy.